Well, hello, my friends. Let's start the new year by getting something finished. Yes, I was glad to see you were interested in this cute little solo game. And I thought we would just play, maybe not a whole game, it gets a bit repetitive, and it's more of a thinky game, but I can definitely show you how it works. I think you'll know right away if this is something you would like or something that you definitely want to pass on. It has a bit of acquired taste. All right, so game book and a little sort of a how all the symbols work, because there is no language on these cards. It's all, oh, hello, thank you. It's all pictures, iconographs, right? So you don't need to read anything, you just have to know what these little symbols mean. So it's a deck of cards, that's all it is, and a bunch of tokens. Cool, there's two types. The first are these little cups of coffee, which are just adorable. These are your round markers, all right? You are this sad, frazzled little office worker. You're trying to get all of your work finished before time runs out and your day is over. To help you, you have cups of coffee. Now, you adjust the difficulty in the game by how many cups of coffee you allow yourself to drink. I would highly recommend at the beginning you give yourself 7 rounds. You will need them. So these go in one corner. They're just round markers. They let you know, how much time has passed. So when we work our way through the entire deck of cards, man, little camera's having a rough time. If we work our way through the entire deck of cards, we will drink 1 cup of coffee, we toss it to the side, we work through the deck again, we drink another coffee. So we're gonna keep working through our deck, trying to get all of these cards in order from 1 to 48 before we run out of our precious cups of coffee, all right? So the coffee cups are our timers. The other thing we have to help us are these delicious pieces of candy. That's right, throughout the game, we can eat some candy. And if we eat candy, we are allowed to take advantage, if there's a little candy icon, on the power of the card. Not all cards have a candy icon, but if they do, you're allowed to use it. All right? And we just simply eat the candy and bop it in the box. Now, there are cards in here, luckily, that allow us to refill our candy supply. So our candy hoard will wax and wane depending on what cards we flip and what candy powers we use. And again, this is another way to regulate the toughness of the game. You can start the game with less candy or more. When you begin, please use all your candy. You will not regret it. Setup, super easy. Coffee pile, candy pile. You pull out card number 48, which triggers the end of a round, right? You take the rest of your cards and you shuffle them. I think they come out of the box pre-shuffled. So for your first game, I whiffed that, you can just pick up the deck and go. Setup is a breeze, right? Then you take card number 48, you stick it on the bottom of the deck, and we are ready to rumble. Well, I guess there is one more thing. And that is how much candy you want to start with. So we know we're gonna start with all of our cups of coffee. In the active stash, we get 7 sweets. We place 3 in the reserve stash. Easy enough. Let's move some stuff out of the way. I'll put this down here. So we get 7, color doesn't matter. And we'll put 3 in our reserve. So this is the candy we can eat. These are our cups of coffee. And this is, as we spend candy, it'll go here. As we earn candy, it will go back here. All right. The turn itself is super simple. Kind of like a free cell type of a game. All you do is you turn over 3 cards into your playing area. 1, 2, 3. The first thing you check are the numbers. If you turn over the number 1, I don't know where it is, let's just pretend it says 2, pretend it says 1, we would start our sorted pile. And whenever we see a card pop up that has the right number, for instance, if we turned up number 3, you would immediately do what the card says. So in this case, number 3 says we get to earn a candy. We then place the card onto the sorted pile and we immediately replace it. So you always should have 3 cards here. If this was number 4, we would don't earn a candy for this one, let's say, we put it up here and we turn it over, right? So what'll happen is as your cards get sorted, when you flip them over, you can throw them up here into the sorted pile. The goal of the game is to go from 1 to 48 with all these cards sorted in between in perfect order, and we win, okay? That's all there is to this game. Turn up 3 cards, move them into sorted, manipulate them, continue playing, okay? So what does that mean, manipulate them? Okay, let me cut the deck really fast so we have a fresh 3 to play with. 1, 2, 3. All right, none of these are the number 1. So the next thing we are allowed to do is in our play area, we can rearrange these into any order we want. So it would kind of make sense to go 7, 9, 42, right? These are kind of in order. We're beginning to get them sorted. We're obviously missing a few in between, but that's okay. Once we're done playing with the numbers, we're now allowed to use our candy. And this is where if you want, you can take a piece of candy, you put it on the card to represent you're using the candy power, and then you do that action. You can only do it once. Once the candy's on there, we can't do it again. So for example, card number 9 allows us to take one more card from our draw pile and add it to our playing field, all right? Let's say we do this. Ha! We can now sort them. So we are allowed to do this. This card automatically gives us a candy. So look at that, we're already back. Okay, we've used this power. We have 7, 8, 10, and a 42, which is kind of a crazy jump. We can, at this point, use another power. Both of these cards are the same, and it's a black with an arrow. What does that mean? Yeah, don't worry. There's this handy little glossary that explains every single picture. So this particular card is called Below the Stack. With this action, you immediately finish your turn, sort the cards, move them all directly to below your stack. Well, okay, I jumped ahead of you a little bit, but we could, if we wanted to use this power, put these cards right on the bottom of our stack. Okay, so this is when some of the logic comes in. This is the part of the game I love. We know the card on the bottom of the stack, right? Pop quiz, what is it? That's right. 48. Almost tried to trick you. So we know this is going to be a 48, right? So what we could do is put the 42 first. And now when we put them on the bottom of the stack, right? This 42 is close to the 48. And then we start 7, 9, 10, right? So we can do that if we want, okay? That's advanced. We'll get into that when we get into gameplay. I'm still kind of going over how a turn works. So let's not use any more candy. Let's just call this as it is. Let's say we are happy with how this is sorted. We've used all of our candy powers. We are finished with our work. Aha! When you're finished, you slide all of your cards down into what's called the past, all right? And we'll just keep those here. I'm gonna change my screen. We'll get to that in a second. We're finished with these. They're in our past. Now we pull up 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. We check for a number 1. We don't have any. We check for a candy. We get a candy back. If you're ever out of candy and you're allowed to pull a candy, you're out of luck. So we probably want to start spending these. We can now rearrange these however we want. So let's say we want to do 8, 36, 39. Okay. We can use the candy ability, and this, again, is when the game gets more fun. These cards, while we can't resort them, there are some abilities that would allow us to pull them back up into this area, all right? And that would show up on cards like this. Unfortunately, or fortunately, we just happen to have one of those cards. This card, you'll see this little sand clock, the sand's in the bottom. So this says go to your past, which is here, take 2 cards from the past and place them into the present. So let's do that. Let's pay a candy here. And we can pick 2 cards from down here and move them back up. So why would we want to do that? Okay, a couple of reasons. Let's say I pull up the 42. I can put it here. All right, and now we have a little bit more synergy, because what's going to happen, remember, once we're done playing with this, let's say we didn't do the candy and we say, we're happy with this. These cards are going to slide into our past, okay? And we're going to end up with the following sequence. 7, 9, 10, 42, 8, 36, 39. So we do not want this 8 here. We want this 8 here. We do not want this 42 here. We want this 42 on the end. Once they're in their past, however, we can't futz with the order. This is what we're stuck with. So before we send it to the past, we're going to use our candy. Bam. And we get to pull back any 2 cards we want. So we could pull back, for example, let's say we pull back, oh, this is going to be hard. If we pull the 42 and the 10 up, like this, all right. Now when we slide them all into the past, we are much closer to where we need to be. I need one more finger. Here we go. Sorting them this way, I end up with a 7, 9, 8. Okay, that's not bad, because remember, if we pull these 3, we can flop those around. 10, 36, 39, 42. So this is a much better way to sort them. All right. So we're happy with that. We throw them into our past. The past is getting bigger, and there is sort of a maximum point for the past. All right. And oh, I think I messed that up last time. Well, this is the rule. Like I said, we're just going over how it plays. When you're in the past, you can only have 3 face-up cards in your past. If you ever get more than 3, you must bottom them, starting from the left, moving to the right. So we've moved all these cards into the past. We can only have 3 here. The rest are going on the bottom of the deck. So we're going to pick up our 7, 8, 9, 10. We're only left with 3 in our past, and we can remember this is a 10, right? This is a 10, we know that. These 3 are in the past now. Next turn, we turn up 3 more. 1, 2, 3. We check for a 1, we don't have any. We check for candy, we don't have any. We're allowed to futz with these. That's a pretty good order. But our jump is gonna go, if I slide these down, right? It's gonna go 42 to a 17, which is pretty awful. So we can play with the icons on here and use our candy. Little sand timer, the sand is in the top. So this card says you can pay a candy and shoot one of these cards into the future, which would be up here. We'll see that during gameplay. Let's see, this one's cool. It says you can take 2 cards from here, move them into the past, and pull 2 more. This one says draw a card and then return a card. Again, I'll show you how all these cards play out. But using your candy gives you ways to manipulate the cards in the present. It allows you to maybe reach into some of your past work, and it allows you to shoot things into the future that you can then deal with later. And we keep doing this. We keep sorting, dropping to the past, picking up so there's only 3, and turning them over. 1, 2, 3. Looking for the number 1, looking for a candy, futzing with the order, using the abilities, dropping them. And we keep stacking them on the bottom until there's a point when we turn over 3 cards and they happen to have, let's just pretend that we're here. We turn over 3 cards through the magic of cheating. 1, 2, 3, and there's a 48. All right. That means we have sorted through this entire deck. And when you drop your 48 card after you sort and play with your candy, here, okay, that's when you must drink a cup of coffee. Round 1 is complete. You've gone through the entire deck. You've done your best to order them. The next time you go through the deck, it should be a little bit easier because you should have done a little bit of ordering, right? And you get to do this as long as you have coffee, all right? And you're just trying to build that sorted pile. So that's the whole game. That's the whole game. There's no shuffling in this game. It's a very small tableau, so it doesn't take up a ton of your table space. And there's just lots of strategic little decisions you have to make with a limited resource base. That's pretty much the whole game. That's pretty much how it works. So with that in mind, let me reset it because as we know, that only takes a heartbeat. Pull out card number 48. Give the rest a shuffle. I don't know, maybe we'll shuffle a little more. We stick 48 on the bottom. We make sure we have all of our coffees. We make sure we only have 7 candies. And we're ready to go. I think I have to reset this because it looked like it was a little bit squishy, but let me futz with the camera and then we will do a couple of rounds. Maybe we'll do 2 coffees worth of sorting, and by then you should have a real good feel for the game. I'm gonna play this a little faster than I normally will because I don't want y'all to fall asleep while I'm doing it. But this is a game that I like to savor my coffee. So I tend to play a little bit slower and really try and think about what I want to do and how to use my moves to the best advantage. But you can also just kind of brain fart it and flip cards and go and play it real fast. It's whatever you're in the mood for. You can make this as analysis paralysis as you want, or it can just be a fun little flip and sort game. It's kind of nice having those options. All right, let me reset this up and then we'll get started on our game of, oh, that's the back of it, finished. So professional, so professional. So I think my camera was having a problem with this white background, so I just put some colored paper down. We have our coffee cups ready to go. We have the sweets we can use, and this is the reserve. And to start the game, simple enough, 1, 2, 3. And we're looking for candies we earn. There aren't any. The number 1, not there. So we get to start by rearranging. Okay, so we have our order. Now we get to decide if we want to take advantage of any of these abilities. So what are the abilities? Well, the first thing we can do is we can go to the past and pull 2 cards into our work area. We don't have any in the past, we don't want to do that. The other symbol is the same. It says send all of your cards to the future. See, the sand is in the top of the timer here, so that means we're working in the future. And draw 3 more. So we could spend a candy, push this work off till later because we don't want to do it, and pull up 3 more cards. You tend to want to do that when you have a big gap in range. Since this is our first hand and we don't have a gap, we don't need to do that, all right? I'm sure we'll see this ability. For now, we'll put it in numerical order, call it good, and slide it into our past done slot. 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. All right. No candies, no number 1. Let's start by putting them in order. Okay, decision time begins. What abilities do we have? Well, we can add 1 more card to our player area, which would work out really well because we have this huge gap between 14 and 34. I'm pretty sure whatever we pull is going to fall in here, which would be really helpful. Okay. The other ability, however, says take 2 cards, send them right now to the past, and pull 2 more cards. So we could, for example, if we wanted to, slide these guys down. I mean, no, we see we don't want to do that. All right, let's spend some candy and see what we get here. A 40. Okay, it's not great. It's not terrible, but it's not great. Having this 5 here is truly awful because it needs to be in the front of everything. We could bump one of these cards into the future. So if we just had 1 out of order, which we don't. So let's eat another candy, pull 1 more card, 20. All right. So this one would fall here. Okay, I mean, The more cards we pull, the better the ordering is, so why not? Why not? I'm craving the sugar. Let's do it. Ah, okay, so we get a little payoff here because we get one of our candies back. If you ever run out of candy from this pile and you go to pull it, you're just out of luck, so we got to keep that in mind. Ordering looks good. Do I want to shoot 2 to the past right now? No. Okay, let's call it as it is. Let's say we've taken all of our actions, we've done all of our sortings. Let's send all of these cards to the past. So when you do that, I'm going to slide them all down. Baroop, baroop. Sound effects are optional. All the candy comes off, goes back to the reserve. And remember, we can only have 3 cards face up. So all of these, starting with 16, go face down on the bottom of our pile. And we have begun our sorting. All right. This is where we are now. Let's take 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Whoa, look at all the candy coming back to us. I love it. Okay. So this is horrible, right? This is horrible. We know there are, 5 cards here, and then it's the number 48. And we have 45 and 47. So we have to, these cards have to get pushed so far back it's not even funny. Number 6 has to go super far forward. We only have 1 ability we can use right now because this is our active field, and that is add 1 card to our tableau. We can, however, do it 3 times because we have 3 candies. Do we want to though? Because if I drop these right now, that 45 is pretty close to the 40. Oh, this is horrible. This is really horrible. All right, let's do it. Let's do 1 and see what happens. 23. Oh no, that's terrible. Okay, but it does give us a power, right? It says we can take 2 cards right now, shoot them to the past, and draw 2 more, and that actually helps us. So let's take this one. I'm going to drop these 2 to the past, clear the candy, merp, and draw 2 more. 1, 2. Okay. So this is horrible. All right. We can pull back 2 cards and rearrange. Now, I know it says 2 cards. It means the last 2 cards. So we could pull back these 2 cards, but that doesn't do anything for us. That really doesn't do anything for us. We can draw another card. Ugh. Okay, that's all right. It's our first pass through, so it's not like we're going to be able to sort this right now. That's all right. It's all right. It's a progress. It's learning. Slide these down, clear the candy, pick up everything but the last 3, and just know we have started horribly and are probably never going to get our work done. That's okay. It happens. It's a Monday. Yay, there it is. Okay, we found the number 1. This is great. We found it early. We slide it into the sorted pile and we immediately add another card. No candy. That order's pretty good. We're going to jump from a 13 to a 30, which is truly horrible. So what can we do here? This is an interesting one. We haven't seen this symbol before. It says take 1 card from the deck. We're going to turn it over. We're going to look at these 4, and then of these 4, we're going to put 1 card back on top of the deck. So this works well if you have a weird out of sequence number, but these 3 are very close. We can take 2 of these, shoot them to the past, and draw 2 more. Again, they're close, or we kick to the future. I'm happy with where these are. I'm happy with these. So we're going to slide these here. Pick our 3. Do 3 more. 1, 2, 3. No candy, no numbers. Our order is looking something like this. All right, and so our jump would be from 26 to 19. That's not huge. That's just 7 cards. So the one thing we could do, we can kick all of these to the future, deal with them later, and pull 3 more cards. That trick works really well if you think there's a big gap between these 2, right? And we think we're gonna get like 21, 22, 23. It's a way to sort those in between. Don't think we're gonna get that. The other one, which is nice, is it says You could, if you want, pay a candy, and we're going to put all of these cards, right? These 3 cards, everything in your display. Instead of sliding it here, you're going to send them directly to the bottom, okay? So why would we want to do that? Well, we ended on number 30, right? So if we do that and we slide these onto the bottom, they're much closer in order than if we slide in the 13, okay? So let's take that ability. Let's say I'm going to do this. I am going to take my cards, stick them on the bottom here because that's closer in order, and then move on. So pay our candy. We can put these in any one we want, but we'll keep them like this. These remain in our past. We pull 3 more. Oh, so we get a candy back, which is great. And the jump from 21 to 19 isn't bad. If we had another slide under, I might consider it because I know we have a bunch of 30s down here, which would work. And these are cool because these allow us to kick back a card. So let's use the kickback ability. Let's see how that works. I'm going to pick 1 card off the top. It's an 8. Ooh, interesting. We might do this. So we get to decide now. One of these cards has to go back onto the top of our deck, right? If I keep the 8, I can pull these from the past. And then I can move the 8 down there, but it's not the best. Oh, is that? I guess that's not bad. And then kick back the 43, maybe? All right, I guess I'm not in love with it, but we'll kick back the 43. So we'll do this. Do we want to pull 2? I think we do, because we want the 8 to be as close as possible. Let's pay our candy. We have to pull back the last 2 cards. We're going to Merple them up here. And then we're going to slide everything down. That was not the best use of candy. Don't judge me. Not every play is amazing. We're here. And we know that's the 43. We get back double candies. Hello. Ooh. Ooh. So this would be a great use of sending things to the future, which is not an ability we have. Ew. This is horrible. What a horrible, horrible game. All right. I guess we'll just drop them. We'll just drop them. 1, 2, 3. We'll move those down. 1, 2, 3. A 4. Okay. Okay. So we can do 4 on the bottom, which we might want to because we want to get that 4 as close to the top as possible. We can add 1, kick 1, or we can pull 2 from the past. Ooh, I like pull 2 from the past. All right. We're going to take the last 2 and pull them because now, look at that. We have our first beginning of order, 43, 44. Isn't that lovely? And more importantly, puts our 4 closer to that 10. So I think I'm totally okay with that. Right? Yeah, that looks good. That looks good to me. So let's... is there anything else we want to do? I guess we could add another card. I mean, goodness knows we have a giant gap here. So I don't see... let's do it. Although we have to put a card back. Ooh. I don't know if I want to put a card back. Yeah, let's not. All right. All right. Let's just slide these down here. Clear our candy. We can only have 3 face up. Pull 3 more. Where's that 2? We're kind of stuck here until we find that 2. All right, we get candy back. That's great. We can add a card and we can slip them all under. I am not opposed to slipping them all under, to be honest. Should I add a card first? How much candy do I have? Not a lot. Okay, so I'm definitely going to slip them all under because all of these cards, except for the 42, really should be right in front of those, so you see the benefit of that. But do I want to add another card? Probably not. All right, let's pay our candy here and slip these cards under. All right, 3 more. 1, 2, there's our 2. Okay, there's our 2. We immediately replace it with a 46. Okay, so what can we do? We can pull 1 card and then replace one of the 4. We can take 2 of these and immediately send them to the past. For the 46, that would work, but... Or we could pull another card. Let's pull another card. I don't like any of these options. A 3, okay. We get the ability first. We get our candy. We get to replace it. A 38. The 38 sends cards to the future. No, I don't think I want to do any of this, to be honest. This is just horrible. This is a horrible, horrible pull. And here's why. I need these 2 cards to be in front, and I need these 2 cards to be behind. What would be the best way to do that? I don't know how I'm going to get that split to happen. It's definitely not going to happen this round, right? It's definitely not going to happen this round. I need the sneak under card is what I need. If I don't have it. If I kick it to the future, would that help? No, it wouldn't. If I kick him to the past, would that help? Nope, it wouldn't. Okay. All right. Again, just a bad round. It happens. Especially the first time through, your cards are so unsorted that there just isn't a lot, you know. There's not a lot you can do. All right, a 12. Why is there a 12 here? Okay. Oh, yucky, yucky. To the future, 2 to the past. Wow, that's just horrible. That's truly horrible. No, I'm not gonna futz with any of those. All right. This is looking rough. Okay. Okay. It's okay. It's okay. 7. A 7 is way back there. Okay. So a 7, an 11, and a 37. All right. So that's not bad. That's actually not bad. Oh, what is this? This is a new symbol. This allows you, if you spend a candy on a card, to take it off and use the card again. All right. So that lets you double use the card, which is kind of cool. We don't need it. We are going to do this one though, because we need to get the 7 toward the front of the deck. So we're going to slide these under and then do 3 more. 9. Okay, so we hit our 48. So we have gone through the deck once at this point. We don't have to pay our coffee until this goes into the past. So we could, which I think is what we're going to do, because that 9 is truly awful. Thinking is hard. Okay, let's... Whoa, 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 wow, wow, wow. Wow. Do we want to send them to the future? I don't think we do. I don't think we do. All right, let's do this. Hey, let's buy one more. Let's buy one more card just to see what we get. An 18. Okay, the 18 will let us pull these 2 back. It doesn't do anything for us. All right. All right. We are low on candy, my friends. Ooh, this is not good. So we're going to slide these into the past. We're going to pay our 1 cup of coffee. And we can only have 3 showing at a time. 1. We need more candy desperately. Oh no! So we picked the 5. We haven't hit the 4 yet. Do you remember? So this is when it becomes a memory game. And I wish you could talk to me. Do you remember how far away the 4 was from the 5? Because we could kick all of these to the future and see if we can pull that 4, right? If the 4 is close. I think, oh man, we're so low on candy. Let's do it though. What the heck? Let's do it. I gotta remember. Okay, I gotta start remembering. This is when the memory comes in. 1, 2, 4. Not a 4. We get a candy back. That's great. Where was that 4? Let's spend a candy. 4. Oh no. Oh no. This is terrible. This is terrible. So that was a gamble that didn't pay off, and here's why. We're now jumping from an 18, 20 through 40, and then back down to 5. So we've actually pushed that 5 farther down the deck, which we really didn't want to do. Okay, well, this card, let me double check. Yep, we can put 1 card into the future. So we could kick this guy up here. Would that help at all? No. Oh, I just ruined myself. I ruined myself. All of these cards should still be in front, and there's no way to do that. Ugh, I gambled. I gambled and lost. Where's that 4? I thought it was really close. It's going to be the next card, and I'm going to rage so bad. How am I going to do this? Okay, well, we only have 1 candy left. Oh, Lord, we're dead. Okay, so this is going to be a quick game. So sometimes you don't win this game. Good to know. Good to know. All right, we're stuck. There's nothing we can do. We're gonna drop these down. I gambled and lost. I apologize. Play better than me. Okay, so now all the cards in the future slide down into our present. We don't get to draw anymore. We can still use the abilities, all right? So we could kick 2 to the past, draw 2. We could add 1 more. We're so low on candy, we're gonna do none of the above. I only have 1 left. We're just going to say that was a bad mistake, and I suck at this game. And throw 3. 1, 2, 3. Oh, we get back 2 candy. We found our 6. That's silly. That 4 is killing us. Is it coming? Is it coming? Do I spend candy and hunt for it? What would be the benefit of hunting for it? None at this point, because the 5 is already left. Uh-oh. Puppy's waking up. All right. All right. All right. All right, let's do this. Let's do this. Let's do this. Where's the 4? Jeez. Okay. 2 cards immediately to the past. 1 more. I can pull 2 up. Oh yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna pull these 2 up. When you bring a candy back from the past, remember you don't get the candy. No cheating. You only get a candy if it comes off the top of the deck. So bringing it back into my play area doesn't re-trigger it. I wish it did. But at least this looks a little better, right? Yeah, it does. We're gonna slide all these down, clear our candy, leaving only 3. I don't know where the 4 is. The 4 has just decided not to join us. Oh, and this is where things got mad, right? Yes. Okay. Okay. So I have to get these cards in front of these. Okay. Oh, I forgot about that. I can do it though, because I have this. So I definitely want to do that. I definitely want to pay my candy. Here. Clear it. We're going to slot these underneath and pull 3 more. 1, 2, 3. Oh my. How are we in the teens? Did I not sort this at all last turn? Oh my gosh. How are we in the teens? What's happening? Okay. 2 to the I need the pop under card, but I don't have it. Okay. All right. I don't know where the 4 is. We're just not going to talk about the 4 anymore. It's basically dead to us. And if it shows up, it's not our friend. All right. two, we can pull 2 from the past, pull it back. Would that help? No, we ate our candy. I can add another to my thing. Would that help at all? No, no, we're just playing basic here. Okay, 1, 2, there, really? Now you show up and it's the ability I want, you pill. All right, so you go here, I turn up a card for free, I get 3 candy, which is great. The bad part is I have no abilities, right? All I get is candy. Could this game make it any more difficult for me? That is the worst spread imaginable. All right, fine, be this way. See if I care. All right, so we know our 5 isn't coming up for a long time, so all we can do is our best. Ooh, we could slip it under. We could slip them under. Why would we want to do that? We want to break this up. So maybe we add one more card, thinking? And maybe we get a pull from the past? I don't know. Whoops, wrong one. This one. This one. This one. This one? This one. No. All right. All right, be that way. Let's drop them down. Chunk. There's our candy. Oh, hey, actually, I don't know if we're ever going to get there, but I thought I would show you this because this is the last part of the game that starts to come up in later rounds. If you ever drop a sequence, all right, let's just pretend I had the third card here. So I had 41, 42, 43. You have to have a minimum of 3. If you drop in a sequence of 3 or more, you get a bonus, you get a little reward, and that is you get the number of candies of your sequence minus 1. So if I drop a 3-card sequence, I get 2 candies. If I drop a 4-card, I get 3 candies, so on and so forth. So it rewards you for getting your cards in a row, and it helps you get those candies back into play. We're not there yet. We're getting close. We're getting very close on that, but we're not quite there yet. I hear you, puppy. I know. I'm playing as fast as I can. 44. Okay, so there was a sequence, and we're going to take advantage of it. Ha ha ha. We're going to pay our candy. We're going to bring back the last 2 cards we played. All right. And then what do we want to do with these guys? I guess we move them up. All right. So now, look at that, I explained it and it happened. Oh, I'm so good at this stuff. It's like Kismet or something. What does Kismet mean? I'm not sure. Okay, anyway, I'm going to drop all these into my past. Baroop. I dropped a run of 3 into my past, which means I get a reward of 2 candies. And every time this little spread comes up, I will always get that reward. So I have to put it in my tired little brain. 42, 43, 44, I want to drop those at the same time, right? So if I ever turn over 42, I know I want to pay candies to get ahead because I want to keep these 3 together. Does that make sense? So 42, 43, 44. We're going to remember those numbers. I don't know how we're going to remember those numbers, but we are. I'm going to ask you later. You're going to help me. 1, 2, 3. Ooh. Can stick them all on the bottom. I can add one more. I can kick them all to the future. Let's add one more. This is horrible. This is horrible. I hate this game. All right. I can send 2 to the past and draw 2 more. Oh, the 7 and 11 are killing me. I can stick them all on the bottom. No. All right, let's send 2 to the past. Let's keep these here for now, because that makes sense. And we're going to draw 2 more. This game! What is happening? How do I get this 37? Did I take that off? I thought I used that ability, right? Didn't I take 2 to the past? I already did that. I'm not going to be able to do it again. I wish I could, but that's cheating. Gosh darn it. Okay, but we're not cheaters. Oh wait, I could pay a candy to take that off. But I have to send 2 to the past. Shuckles. Okay, well, let's just do this. Let's just do this. Slide these down. Slide these down. Oh, why is there a 7 there? How am I going to do that? 7, 11, 12. And my 48's probably right here, right? 42, 48. Yep. Oh, game. Why you gotta be like this? Why you gotta be like this? I don't know how I'm gonna get. So the problem is, I don't know if you can see what's brewing here. I'm gonna need the 7 and I'm gonna have to go through the entire deck before this stupid 7 triggers. I really needed to get this 7 on the other side of this 48. But I see no way of doing that at all. Gosh darn it. All right, so we put these on the bottom, we drop these, we pay our coffee. Okay, so that's the game. All right, that's the game. And I would continue to flip these. I would continue to try to get sequences, and I would be slowly pulling them out and building this stack. And you can see as the game goes on how it begins to flow, right? If I can get, I'm pretty sure, let's just peek ahead. I'm pretty sure I had the 5 and then the 6. So this pass through on the deck, if I remember right, I did. I would be able to pull out my 5, and then I believe I'd be able to pull out my 6. That would be the end of the stack until I got all the way to the end to pull this stupid 7, right? This was the one that's gonna block me. So it's real important that you get these low cards as far into the beginning of your deck as possible. Where would my 8 be? So my 8 was looking pretty good. I had 8 here, but where was my 9? Is my 9 in front of my 8? So those early cards are the ones that you kind of have to watch out for when you're playing this game, is to make sure you get these early cards early in your deck, way before that 48, even if it's out of sequence of what you're playing, because you want to pull them out so you can constantly be thinning out your deck of the low cards. The other thing you'll notice is that these low cards tend to have most of the candy. Okay, so as you're pulling them out and playing them up here, 5 doesn't, but I'm pretty sure 6 does if I remember right. You're losing your candy draw from the cards, and you have to start relying on candy draw from the sequences you drop down. So the later cards, the 30s and 40s, those are the ones you want to try real hard to get in numerical order. The lower cards you want to try real hard using the tuck under method or the kick to the future, whatever you have to do to get them in front of this 48. And that's how you win this game. The middle cards, you can kind of ignore the 20s or so, but these are kind of 2 different games you're playing. Move to the front, get them in a sequence. And that's finished. I love this game. You can spend a lot of time thinking, or you can just play it real quick. The setup is a breeze. The table space is tiny. Good little brain burner solo game. All right, and that's how we're gonna launch it. That's how we're gonna launch the new year. I'm gonna really try and get some more games up a little more frequently. All right, you might see more of me and my PJs because that's just how I roll. Until then, thanks for coming back, guys. I don't know what I'm gonna do next. Maybe I'll give you a choice. Maybe I'll just play something. But I will see you soon. I hope you enjoyed Finish. Give it a shot. It's a fun little game.